Hi guys, and welcome to the third week of February in the lucky year of 2023. My name's Lindsay with an A, and this is the Stan Report. Now, this episode might look a little different than some past episodes, but I would not be me if I didn't allow myself to be seen from both the good and the bad side. Many of you might know, but I suffer from bipolar depression. Sometimes I'm in highs and sometimes I'm in lows. When I first started this show, I wanted to create a safe space for myself to feel however I feel no matter what week it is, no matter what I'm going through. Still follow through with this on top of not being fake about me as a human and where I am. Currently, I'm going through a depressive episode, and that's okay. I've gone through many depressive episodes in my life. The energy's gonna be a little chiller this episode. The energy's gonna be a little relaxed this episode. And I hope through it all, I can still make it a good one. But for our first segment, we're still going to hop over to the lounge to Lindsay with an E.
What's up, guys? My name is Lindsay with an E, and this is the lounge. Sorry if lighting looks a little different. My cool LED lights, they just straight decided they weren't going to participate this week, which I can't even judge them for. I do that all the time. Right now, I'm working through Shrinking on Apple TV. That one's getting really good. Obviously, Abbott Elementary. Obviously, The Last of Us. Bitch, Bella Ramsey has been commenting on the discourse going around, The Last of Us showing real things in the world. On that, she said they're just gonna have to get used to it. If you don't want to watch the show because it has gay storylines, because it has trans characters, that's on you and you're missing out, and I could not agree more. She also said that she's really excited for Ellie's lesbian storyline in season 2 and period. More queer characters all the time. Every character should be queer. Vanity Fair's Young Hollywood issue came out as well. On the elongated cover is Selena Gomez, Jonathan Majors, Austin Butler, Anna de Armas, Florence Pugh, Keke Palmer, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Julia Garner. I'm going to pronounce it wrong. I love them though. Reggie Jean Page, Emma Corrin. This one I'm probably going to pronounce wrong too, and I do deeply apologize. Hoyon, maybe, and Jeremy Allen White. Pretty much some phenomenal up-and-coming actors and actresses. Personal favorites, obviously Florence Pugh and Keke Palmer and Emma Corrin. I love them so much, and they slayed it. And Florence had her nipples out, and I expected nothing less from her. I'm also really happy seeing Keke Palmer finally get some flowers. One of the most underrated actresses right now, in my opinion. We got the first look into Joker 2 with Lady Gaga, and a lot of people had a lot of things to say about it. I'm excited. You put Lady Gaga in something, I'm watching it. She's the founder of my queerness, so. The Little Mermaid trailer came out, and I will never not cry, or at least get just full body chills when I see it. It also introduced Melissa McCarthy for the first time as Ursula. I love Melissa McCarthy. Melissa McCarthy is one of those people that is reoccurring in my dreams, not as a figure of anything other than in the middle of a dream, I'll be randomly sitting on a back deck, and Melissa McCarthy and I are joking around, just having some drinks, and then I'll go somewhere else in my dream. But there's always that snippet of the two of us just chilling out. So I'm not really sure what that means, but I'm really excited to see her as Ursula. Harry Styles won 4 Brits, and I consider this to be the best news all week. Tom Holland is coming back for a 4th Spider-Man movie. And let me tell you, the weight lifted from my shoulders when I heard that. I put 3 smiley faces after I wrote it in my notes. So, Apple TV show Hello Tomorrow comes out on Friday the 17th. And this looked really interesting. Apple TV shows have been killing it lately. It seems a little old and Hello Tomorrow. I'm really excited for it. Tomorrow, but get it because it's called Hello Tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be binge watching the entire thing. Pretty sure I'll have a grand old time doing it. A trailer for Daisy Jones and the Six came out, which is a mini-series on Amazon Prime coming out March 3rd based off of the book Daisy Jones and the Six. Season 4 Part 2 is going to be out March 9th, so if you're watching it, I debated it for a little bit the other day. I was like, do I really want to pick this up? But I don't remember where I was in you when I quit, and so I'm going to have to watch the whole thing over again, and that's a commitment. But I'll know I'll eventually do it. Either that or just watch Season 4 and just figure it out and not pick up on some things. I'm still debating. The trailer for the Apple TV show Tetris also came out, and that's coming out March 31st. And this looks fairly interesting, and it seems like an interesting concept. A show about the game of Tetris. This is one of my dad's all-time favorites. I'm pretty sure he told me that he used to play it all the time. I have a bad memory if you couldn't tell. Pretty sure he said on multiple occasions he used to play it all the time. And so I gotta let him know, because he loves Apple TV shows almost as much as I do. So we will be watching, and mostly just kind of chilling in this chill time period, because the Oscars will just like hit us like a truck, and it'll just be like Oscars, and I'll be like, crap. Enjoying this time of peace of like just my regulars on, couple things coming out. This brain right here, you're seeing all the energy it has. So I'm gonna shoot it over to Lindsay with the Y in her office over there. Yeah, I'm shooting it over to you, dude. If we're not doing a commercial, why does it have to jump to you for 2 seconds to just announce it? I'm shooting it straight over to you. What's up, guys? I'm Lindsay with a Y, and welcome to my office. This is kind of the hub. Like, this is where I share about miscellaneous stuff. It's very Twitter-centric in here. Other social media platforms are just kind of down the shitter right now with me. At least going there. Sorry, TikTok. TikTok owes me big money this week. First today, East Palestine, Ohio, was affected by a chemical disaster. It's been confirmed that the hazardous chemicals have spilled into the Ohio River, which covers 14 states and provides drinking water to over 5 million people. The contaminated waterways have led to deaths of at least 3,500 fish. In Lexington, Kentucky, 350 miles southwest of East Palestine, there's been dead birds all over the place. Many videos of people in Ohio and in these disaster places shared videos about what it's like just touching the rivers, the water beds, and just the disgustingness in it. This is one of the biggest environmental tragedies, environmental disasters in the world. It's happening right now in Ohio. Personally, selfishly, it's a little scary for me because I'm a Pennsylvania person, and Pennsylvania and Ohio are next to each other. Those territories between are actively being affected by this. I'm going to be honest, I do not have the widest range of knowledge when it comes to what caused this. How did this happen? What can we do to prevent this? I'm not the best news source for that. Just imagine for 1 second how much this could be different. We're using eco options. If we were using water and wind and solar powers, instead of needing and using these freight trains filled with this gas that can cause these things that are literally damaging our earth. Literally. Did you guys not see the water? So when I say at the end of my videos, always be conscious of your environmental footprint, I'm not talking just the day-to-day. I'm talking everyone as a whole. Why are you trying to kill this planet that we live on? Your want for money and greed and power and wealth, that disgustingly high, that you want to kill the planet we live on for all of mankind. Everything's kind of a little sad today. There's some good, some bad. While we're on the bad subjects, let's run through them. This video of Sam Smith walking through the park, just getting called horrible things. I'm not gonna play it because it makes me sick to my stomach. I hope Sam knows how much they're loved and how many people they're helping by them expressing themselves freely, because nobody deserves that. In this world, in this day and age, the most disgusting part of this and anything that happens like this is seeing how many people will just blindly pass transphobia or homophobia. And that's not even on top of like the Christianity supremacy thing going on in America that has been happening since pilgrims came over. But it's just, God. It just blows my mind every single time how Sam Smith gets pummeled into these delusions that these people have made of them, and delusions of themselves and their ideas of the world that they have made. Where how is Sam Smith not just breaking barriers for queer people, and how someone could twist that around and not see what they're doing, and the way they're dressing, how they're performing, what they're doing, just how they are. That's them expressing themselves, not caring at all about what y'all think. And that's so brave, and that's so awesome, and God bless them if they believe in it. I don't know if they do. They sing about it a lot in their first album. This one's kind of weird. This phone is like matches the ground perfectly, and everyone's like, Apple could never do this. And then everyone's responding with, why the hell would I want my phone to do that? And yeah, why would I want my phone to camouflage? So I can't find it, so it's gone forever? That's crazy. No. Also, I don't know. The photographer in me doesn't really care for stuff that looks like 100% real life on screen digitally, if that makes sense. Not subject-wise, but just digitally. I like film. Like, I like old stuff. I like things that are stylized because of that camera, not just a mirror image of what's happening. I don't like that. Oh, this one just sucks. It's this video, the staged prank. I don't really care if it's staged or not, because that's not the point. The staged prank of this wife watching the Rihanna Super Bowl and the husband turning it off. Well, this wife is clearly really, really excited for this. He is embodying a stan, and that's who I am. That's who I think I'm making this show for. Half of these people, the ones that like have a brain cell and then just blank space in their head, like, this is so funny, why'd she get so mad? But I get it. No, that'd be done. I'd be done. That'd be it. Especially if I was that excited. No, that just pisses me off. But the bigger picture behind this, which is what everyone's rightfully and truly getting upset, is the truth of how these men in these comment sections find humor in ruining people's joy time and time and time and time again. And a lot of the time it's straight men and women that just find this humor. It's a prank, it's so funny. It's not. It's really not. And it's so upsetting because I could almost tell you that probably almost every woman, Fab member, someone that grew up in the community of women, have seen men time and time again just tearing down women who are just excited for things, that are just happy for things. And I am getting worked up about this because that's a main reason why I make this show, and why I want to make this show, and why this is the content that I want to put my heart into and soul into, is because I love unapologetically loving things. I love it. It is my favorite thing in the entire world, and I've had battles after battles that continue to this day of people tearing that down, of me just innocently loving something. And it's so frustrating and scary to see over and over and over again this happening with people everywhere, in circumstances everywhere, where people are just choosing this way of life of hate. They see joy and they're so detached from it that they instantly want to crush it. I cannot stress enough how important it is to know that other people's opinions on how something makes you feel, and what emotions and feelings you are feeling about something, someone else's opinions on you feeling that emotion mean nothing. I promise you fucking that much. Not all, obviously, but you know what I'm talking about. Straight men find humorous in treating women poorly really needs to end, and step into doing that is for them to start listening. Just listen. Try to change it. You guys are the ones that need to change it. We can't do everything for you guys. Seriously. On a high note, look how cute Florence Pugh is. Florence Pugh was at the Harris Reid fashion show in London today. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know, we're just gonna embrace the fact that I just did not change. I just threw on this hat. I didn't even pay attention to fashion much this week, not gonna lie. But I paid attention to Florence Pugh. And this outfit is insane. The checkered, that's the key to my heart. But she looked so good. Everyone looked so good, and I love Harris Reid. Harris Reid, one of an all-time favorite of mine, so not surprised, but god damn. I love Florence. She's killing it all the time. And then finally, I don't want to talk about it. I'm wearing red, but it's not because of it, okay? The Eagles lost the Super Bowl. And the next time Philadelphia wins a championship or something, I think the city is going to burn down. Because this is now the second time in a row that Philly has made it to the end. Because the Phillies went to the World Series and the Eagles went to the Super Bowl and they lost. So next time, the city is going to burn down. Beyond that, I am, in my heart and my soul, first and foremost a Packers fan, so I do not have too crazy of a grudge against the Chiefs. I do think, especially watching the game, because I am a really big, like, football's my favorite sport. Watching the game, you could tell that the Chiefs did deserve this win. Like, they actually did deserve this win. They were playing really good, and the Eagles defense, especially in the second half, just sucked. Just genuinely straight bad job, guys. But that was not the main focus of the Super Bowl whatsoever. A couple years ago when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl the first time, it was like people would murder people if the Eagles didn't win the Super Bowl. They were the underdogs. Literally, it was insane. This time it was like, oh, okay. Of course, the main point in the entire night, what everyone was actually watching, what brought over 5 million views from the regular game, second most watched of all time, the sign language interpreter at Rihanna's halftime show. She killed this. She killed this. She killed this. Clearly she loves Rihanna. Clearly she knows the songs. And I hope this was the time of her life. And I hope that she just had the best time ever. Truly. She just looks like she's given her all. And I'm so happy for her. Like, the Super Bowl brought 113 million viewers. It was the highest since 2017. The Super Bowl commercials are always a big hit. This Tubi commercial was like making everyone lose their mind. When this happened on my screen, I knew it right away. I don't know how, but something about it. I looked at that and I was like, no, this is just a commercial. I was also holding the remote though. And so when it started, everyone was like, what's happening to the TV? And I'm sitting here, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Honestly, awesome marketing technique. Awesome marketing technique. There was also, I don't know how to come about the subject because I don't want to offend anyone. That is never something that I want to do unless that person's horrible. But I don't want to offend anyone religiously. But I'm talking real. Okay, listen, hear me out. There were Jesus commercials as well. These people spent $20 million on this campaign promoting Jesus. Promoting Jesus' love. I remember seeing the first one because me and everyone that was watching with me was guessing what this commercial was. I thought it was a camera commercial. The one I saw just looked like really good shots. Like, I was just appreciating like the art of what was happening. But then it turned out to be a Jesus commercial during the most expensive night to run a commercial. $20 million. And that just makes me sick. Thinking about all the good that money could have done, how churches don't pay taxes, that makes me just disgusts me so much. It really does. In good news, While Rihanna was performing, she promoted her Fenty beauty brand. A little quick like swoosh and throw. After her halftime performance, searches for Fenty beauty soared 833%. That's crazy. She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. I think that's it. I think that's all I have. A lot of really crappy things, but open your eyes and look at the world around. It's the world we live in. Just be a little kinder to everyone as often as you can, because this is the world we're living in, and it's real fucking shitty for most of us. So, while continuing with what Rihanna did at the Super Bowl, I'm gonna shoot this back to the studio with Lindsay with an A.
Rihanna is back. Rihanna performed at the Super Bowl. Rihanna also performed at the Super Bowl pregnant. Shots of her performance were absolutely insane. Breathtaking, especially like this ending shot right here. That's crazy. That makes like goosebumps up my arm every single time. Dancers killed it. They killed it, especially on the platforms that seemed like a little wobbly. Still on the topic of Rihanna, she's been teasing new music. I believe she said in an interview she does want to release music this year. She just wants to have fun with it. And I'm really excited to see where she goes, what she does, especially because this is my favorite year of all time. She was also on the cover of British Vogue, and she looked so good, and she had her son with her, and it was so cute and so adorable. She's very much it girly right now. She's in her comeback era. Demi Lovato announced that they're releasing a new song for the new Scream movie, and I think that's like so perfect, as well as it's Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato I consider one of the greatest vocalists of my generation. Her voice is insane, and she'll just kill anything that she's on. I'm really excited to see what they come out with. Victoria Justice is coming out with a new song called Last Man Standing on February 19th, which is Sunday. It genuinely seems really good, and I am really hoping for a good comeback for her. Everyone kind of did her dirty during the Nickelodeon times, but she is Miss Tori Vega. I've heard a little bit of it, so I don't think you'll be disappointed. Unfortunate news, and this is the only time that I'm going to be bringing up this person, because it is the first time that they are coming into news, but this is the last time I will be bringing up this person, because my emotions and my feelings will not change. I do not want to give this person any more coverage on the subject, but Chloe Bailey announced she's coming out with a song with Chris Brown. Chris Brown is someone that has over and over again showed that they are a violent and they are a harmful and abusive human being. He still is constantly getting press for stuff, and I don't want to play into that. I don't want to be a part of that. He does not deserve it. I truly don't think that no matter how many times or how many people are like, he's changed, he should have changed after the first offense. That's the only time I would accept a possible change, is after a first offense. Time and time again, he's just shown his true colors, and I do not support that, and I do not stand by that. And Chloe Bailey, girlfriend, run. Girl, what are you doing? What are you, girl? Oh, it's sad to see. It's so sad to see. Enough about that horrible. Ugh. Rosalia was the first ever recipient of Producer of the Year at the Billboard Women in Music Awards. And I think she deserves it so much. I don't listen to Rosalia very often because I do not speak Spanish. But I will be here and supporting her. I think she is incredible. I think she's a phenomenal performer. It's so awesome that she's getting recognized for her producing on top of everything else that she does. Keeping track with Miss Miley. Miss Smiley Miley and her song Flowers. Of course it was a hit for Valentine's Day. I know it was probably the most listened to song I listened to on Valentine's Day. Miley Cyrus also now has the most monthly listeners on Spotify of any female artist, and I think that might be any artist. To me it's like, yeah, duh. But she's Hannah Montana, so I am biased. It is also Flowers' 4th week at #1. Another song that I just cannot get out of my head. Every time that I see the video or every time that I hear it, I just have to listen to it over and over and over again, just for a minute. Is Boy's a Liar Part 2 by Ice Spice and Pink Panthers. That reached a new daily global high of 4.76 million streams. And if you've not heard that song yet, man, it just makes me feel like I want to put my hair in a ponytail, paint my nails, put on some fluffy slippers, and just... I've been adoring Ice Spice a lot. I'm not even into rap music, but like Ice Spice is catching my eye. Niall Horan is coming out with a new album called The Show on June 9th. He has a new song called Heaven that's out Friday, which means it's already out for you guys. It's rumored to have 10 songs on his album, and he did confirm that we're getting a music video for Heaven. I'm really excited. He's been very interactive with fans lately. He sent out candles, he's been doing live streams, he's been commenting back and forth, he's just been very active and very engaged with his community, his lovers that he calls them. And I'm really excited for this new era, and I think Niall really got gypped with releasing his last album, Heartbreak Weather, right when COVID was happening and not being able to any PR or tour the album or any of that. He said it's kind of a mix between Heartbreak Weather and Flicker. There's elements of Heartbreak Weather, but it's more reminiscent of Flicker, which I'm really excited about because I love Flicker. I have Flicker vinyl behind me. I have a signed copy of it in front of me. One of my all-time favorite albums. I'm really excited, and he's really excited, and both him and I hope that you guys would love to share on this journey of the show and this new era. And finally, the Brits happened this week. Sam Smith and Lizzo, both, their outfits just caught my eye on this red carpet. They both looked so good, and Sam Smith's, a lot of people had a lot of things to say about them and their big blow-up legs. And I think it's just fun. I think people nowadays, especially on the internet, forget that like fun exists. Have a silly old time, do what you want, fun. And that's exactly what I feel Sam Smith did here with this outfit. And I love it. At the end of the day, we're just humans having fun. And I will love that unconditionally every single time. But Lizzo also looked incredible. She's been showing up and showing out, especially on these red carpets. But my favorite look of the night was when she performed, and she just had pink and feathers and fluffiness, and it was adorable. It was just, could not stop staring at her. She was so pretty. Like, she was just breathtakingly so pretty and talented, always, obviously. It's Lizzo. Charlie XCX, she is just adorable. She's just wonderful, and she talked a lot about the lack of women nominees this past year in the Brits, which is, yeah, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? Where were the women? That's a whole other thing that I could just go off. And of course, because to me, a Pisces, it is my year, which means I elect Harry Styles to be the man of forever. So, he was the talk of the town at the Brits Awards. This leads me into this week's Style Stand Spot with Lindsay with a Z.
Should we just search romantic comedies on Netflix and then see what we find?
What's up, guys? I'm Lindsay with a Z, and welcome to the Style Stand Spot. This is your hot spot stop for everything Harry Styles. We had a week of even more wins than last week this week. Brits happened, and of course Harry was the talk of the town. Okay, Harry Styles pulled up with this black outfit with this massive flower on the side, and just the way that it popped out, and the fact that it's all black, and his hair darkening because it's winter time. There's just so many elements that made this outfit just so good. Also, just realized I don't have my mic on me, so sorry about that. And then he opened the show with his performance of As It Was, which was so much better than the Grammy performance, and I think obviously went a lot well. No technical difficulties. He looked incredible. He had a cropped red jacket. God. And he had fans singing along, which is where he really gets his performance energy from. So was able to like touch fans' hands and everything when performing, and I don't remember the last time he's done that, so that like really right into the heart, you know? Also had this theory when I saw that he was opening. I was like, oh, Harry Styles is opening so that he doesn't have to worry about his performance the rest of the show. He can just absolutely go crazy, get hammered. And I was right. The rest of the awards show, Harry Styles wore a classic Harry outfit. It's the first time we've seen him, I feel like, in a while. in a classic Harry outfit where he's just like in a suit with like a silky type button down. You could see his cross necklace, just chilling, relaxing. Oh, it was so good. He looked so good. But yeah, he was gone. And you know what? He should be. And this man won all 4 Brits that he was nominated for, including Album of the Year. He started off doing his normal speech. His second speech, he thanked his mother, and then he thanked the rest of One Direction, and then he dedicated his award to Charlie and Florence and all the other women that were not nominated, which, period, but why weren't the women nominated? Why weren't the women nominated? Talk about it. After his third thank you speech, I believe, he stared out into the crowd and thanked Lewis Capaldi last, and then walked over and gave him a big old peck. And I love him. I love both of them, and I know Lewis has been wigging about this, especially because Lewis is besties with Niall. And that started a whole entire thing of Niall texting Lewis about it, Lewis just fangirling, because he's like, he's just like me for real. So, and then by Harry's 4th thank you speech for Album of the Year, Stanley Tucci gave him the award. And Stanley Tucci is one of Harry's favorite people in the entire world, and these two are just the cutest little, I love them. Like he's just the best, and then Stanley Tucci's also the best. I think Stanley Tucci came home with a new date. He also was pretending to hit kid with the award and just being silly, so silly, and just talkative and talking to everyone. And it was so weird a little bit to see how he was the celebrity that every other celebrity was going up to and wanting photos with. That was so crazy. Personally, I see him as 16-year-old boy from Holmes Chapel, just chilling, just relaxing, just kind of, hey, I'm here. And everyone else is now excited that he's there. And that makes me so happy and really helps him put down the foot of his legacy, and that's all I'm ever wanting for him. He also said after he got his awards that he might go back and have a drink to celebrate, and then posted that one supposed drink. And I hope he just had the best time when he was home. He loves being home. He said that he wrote Love of My Life literally about England. It was so nice to see him home, and he brought his sister Gemma as his date to she's a pretty occurring date to things, especially the Brits. So that was always nice to see. Right now though, there's like a weird thing going on, and I don't know if it means anything, and I don't want to think that it means anything. I'm just talking into space and talking about theories. Like Lindsay said earlier, Niall Horan is starting his new era right now, and he sent out these blue candles with these clouds. Coincidentally, Harry Styles has something that he shot a while ago of this circus that's never been released, but we have photos of it. And in these photos is this big thing that looks pretty much the same as the candle. And I don't know if it looks a little off according to the set, because I've now connected the dots, or if it's always looked like that, but it's a little trippy. And there's like a couple other things, like a photo of Niall's shirt, or it could be a photo of something else, but it's pretty much spot on. A photo of Niall's shirt was in one of Harry's doors for Harry's house. And Ben Winston congratulated Niall wearing a pleasing shirt, which isn't too off, but like there's just one after the other, and I don't want to connect the dots, but I can see the map. So I don't really know what that means, but it does have the power to like end me. Like if that does mean anything, I'm done. And lastly, Harry Styles finally starts his Australian tour on Monday, the 20th. On the 20th, he'll be in Perth. On the 24th, he'll be in Melbourne. On the 25th, he'll be at the Gold Coast. On the 3rd and the 4th, he'll be in Sydney. And I hope he has the best time. I'm sure he's down there. I know Polly arrived the other day, and a couple of the other band members and photographers and other people on the tour already in Australia. It's summer over there, which isn't too crazy different than the winter we have here right now, thanks global warming. It's a summer there, and I hope he gets to surf, and I hope he gets to tan, and I hope he gets to relax. Him, the whole band,
everyone, I hope they have the best time of their entire life in Australia. I'll be jealous, but I'm really excited for the tour to come back, especially after all these big achievements that just happened. And now this is a 3-time album of the year they're going to be touring, and just having this hype and this energy and this high of being the talks of both the Grammys and the Brits. I'm so excited. And I'm also really excited for Harry to be touring places that really deserve it, because he's been kind of stuck in America and a little stuck in Europe. But Australia, dude, they are gonna go crazy, and I hope everyone that goes to any of the Australia shows just makes once-in-a-lifetime memories and just genuinely has the best time of their life. Like, there's nothing better than going to a Harry Styles concert to me, and I know other people that are fans of him, but there's nothing. Alright, I'm shooting back to Lindsay with an A in the studio. Next time you see me, I'm gonna be a little different. Bye.
Harry update accounts are going to be my morning newspaper, because I'm not waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch these Australia shows. For a closer this week, I don't have any Sims news. But next week, a week from today, the 23rd of 2023, is my 23rd birthday. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? How crazy is that? I have been thinking about that day since I was born, and I will be spending that day in New York City, which is my favorite city in the entire world. So next week, I don't think I'm going to do a stand report. I think I'm going to take that one off. I will have a video, however, up about turning 23. More of a classic Lindsay style video. Other than that, treat people with kindness. Always be conscious of your environmental footprint. Please, please, please talk about Ohio. Do anything you possibly can to help the people in Ohio. We're gonna get through the end of this world together. And I'll see you guys when I'm 23 years old, okay? This is my lucky number, dude. Like,
I have a special guest in my office today. This is just the first time that I've got him to be able to sit. Yeah, he's gone. This is his spot, so I do feel bad. He does do the emotionally supporting very well.
I feel like I want to put my hair in a ponytail, paint my nails, put on some fluffy slippers, and just, I don't know, just like take a walk.
If you can see my feet, just fucking don't look at them. Don't look at them. Don't look at them.
If it was a bracket chart between singing voices of everybody I ever loved, Niall Horan would be the winner. Hey. Girl. This is not... Can we update?